Hello and welcome to my channel. This is a variety channel that covers a number of topics, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about cats and gardening. Specifically, I'm going to give you a quick look at where my cats are living now, so anybody who wants ideas for building a shed for cats can stick around for that. And then I'm going to give you a tour of my garden in its current state and talk to you a little bit about my seed starting experience this year. So let's first get started with the cats. As you can see, the cats are gone and have been replaced by clutter because this is a never-ending project, cleaning and organizing the space. I should be getting organized enough soon so that I can start painting, maybe sewing in here and doing some other projects. While I have a couple weeks between now and when I start a new shed in the backyard, which is going to be used for woodworking, and then also I'm going to be transitioning all the work I did in here for my gardening out to that space so that the dirt isn't mixing in with all my fabrics and my paints and stuff like that, and my books. All right, so let's go out and let's go take a look at the cats first. So I was going to do this tour a couple weeks ago, but I had the misfortune of being in the middle of that big storm that was going across the top of the United States a couple weeks ago, where they had like this special name for the kind of storm that was blowing through, and it had some level of hurricane level winds, and it messed up my shed, ripped off the other parts. And then I used to have a little greenhouse that was sitting here, and it ripped that off and it ended up in the neighbor's yard. I should have shot video, but I only have pictures. I mostly only shot video because I'm not good at being a YouTuber, because taking video wasn't the first thing on my mind. Taking pictures of damage was on my mind, but also there had just been hours of tornadoes and I had spent some time in a basement, and the next day I just wanted to get to start cleaning up all the trees that had been downed. They're half taken care of. Let's get to the cats first. So this cage is in its second iteration of design. This extra bit around the outside was added just, I think it was yesterday or so. And that is Tucker, and that is Haley, and there is Sylvie. And so this is their outdoor play space next to my tomatoes. Hopefully they don't eat the tomatoes. And then you can see in there is Mama. Hey, Mama. Yeah, Sylvie, I hear you. And then on the inside, this board is here so that when I open this door, I can slide this across in case one of them jumps over the gate, so I have a little bit more control. But this is their new living space. I'm not sure if you were here, you've seen where they were in my studio, but they've got like at least twice as much space now. They got an air conditioner last weekend because it got way too hot, and currently it is still way too hot in here for them, so we won't stick around here very long. Yeah, so basically this is their hangout. There are some plans to put some jumping stuff on the wall and stuff like that. There's a camera there and there's a camera there. This is mostly if anybody's interested in doing something like this for their cats, or if they find stray cats and they have an old shed that they can turn into a cat shed. Yeah, so up here you can see it's been insulated. I mean, it's not a great job because technically this shed was supposed to be torn down because I was supposed to be breaking ground for a house in April, and obviously that didn't happen. If you missed that video, there's a link somewhere around here. So essentially it's turned my old garden shed into a cat shed, and there is a lot of work still going on this property that I have to get around to, so please don't mind the clutter, even though it mostly looks cluttered all the time anyway, because I'm a real person with real things to do all the time. So real quick, I just want to talk about what I'm going to do with this shed, because not all is lost just because the storm broke it apart. I do plan on getting some thick mill clear plastic and some clamps, maybe build out the structure a little stronger, and that's going to be my new greenhouse actually. So I'm kind of excited about that. That's going to be the greenhouse until I can get the other greenhouse set up back there, and that's going to take a while. I guess one of the nice things about there not being a wall here is I can walk right in. Back here in the corner, I've got all these old windows from when I had the windows replaced in my house a few years back, and I'm going to be using those to build a greenhouse. So I'm very excited to have a little old window greenhouse set up. Yeah, and then I'm working on some landscaping over here. It's going pretty slowly. I got all these pallets yesterday, which I'm excited about. I'm probably going to turn this pallet into an outdoor seating space. I have to, after work today, I was supposed to run down to the local agronomy place and ask them about delivering some rocks because I'm gonna have all of this filled in with rocks and leveled out. And over here, let's turn you around. So over here is some cilantro that's quickly going to seed. 6 strawberries. These are ever-bearing, no, these are ever-sweet. So far, animals have been getting the strawberry, so I haven't gotten to have one yet. Oh, and this is catnip, and that is the reason this cage is around here, because the neighbor cat was laying all in that plant the other day and killing it. Over here is my experiment. Any of the names that I don't remember, I'm just throw some pictures and the name of the things up on the screen so you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so those are an experiment I'm doing because I've never used bulbs before. And I got 3 really cool looking lilies to try. Only 2 of the 3 are coming up. And then I've got my lily patch here that I've moved. This started out as only like 3 or 4 plants. And since last year, since moving into this location, there's obviously a lot more of them. And then my chocolate mint and another lily getting ready to pop its second one. Ooh, it's really warm out today. And then over here, I have a weed. Gee, I can't remember what kind of squash this is. That is a squash plant. And then there are 6 different kinds of strawberries. This one is the All-Star. So one of these is an early producer and the other one is a late producer. So I got 2 different kinds. Toby's little cat shed. Toby the old cat, I bring him out and put him in here when I'm working in the yard so he can get some sunshine because he used to be an outdoor cat. And then I have cheddar cauliflower, pak choy, one of which looks like it has gone to seed. This, I don't remember what it is. The tag seems to be missing. It's gonna be something brassica anyway. Down in here is a sad little Thai super pepper. And so I've got quite a few tomatoes and they are a mix of, I think all of these are Pisano. Most of what I have is Pisano and black strawberry. So Pisano is a, I know I have some other kinds in here. And you see like some of them got broke off from the storm. Oh, this is a Lakota squash plant. Squash and tomatoes make good companion plants, so I thought I would try that out this year. Some sad basils that I started. This pot got tipped over in the storm and got messed up, so this is like lemon verbena, I believe. I started this is mandarin lemon balm that I started from seed. Everything I started from seed here except for a couple things that. And yeah, some more. Ooh, look. I have some flowers starting, so that's a good sign. Here's another broken tomato from the wind. Some Japanese beans that aren't doing so well. I'm doing an experiment in this new potter thing. Then I started these in my little tiny greenhouse and I don't think they're doing well. So we'll see what happens with them. I'm just really hoping because they make these really pretty winged beans. Some more flowers starting. I'm just gonna assume that all of these are Pisano. They're a specific type of tomato for canning, and I only got Pisanos and San Marzanos, and those are over there. We'll go and look at those in a second. Down here, I've got peppers. Honestly, I don't know what that is. It accidentally got seeded, and I think it's something from the wild garden. Probably a bird put a seed in there. Masivo peppers, I think that's also a Masivo pepper. This is a big guy pepper, so he's gonna be hot. Some brown jalapenos, a dragon roll, 2 dragon rolls. My sad, this is one of the other ones I purchased, my sad little, well, this is the lemon verbena, so the other one is a different kind of lemon. Box basil, these are so cute. Smells so good. And then some shishito peppers, candy cane red peppers, some more tomatoes. I got a lot of tomatoes. I always have too much tomatoes. Oh, another lettuce leaf. I started all these from seed. So I'm seeing how those go. It's a lettuce leaf basil. And then we come back around to the kitties. Meow. Hi. Hi, sweetie pie. Hi. Sweetie. Meow. Hi. Who's a cutie? Who's a cutie? Oh, my little garden cats. Okay, so let's talk about the seed starting before I move on to the dilapidated garden over here while I walk over to here. I used 3 different types of seed starting containers this year. This was one of them. This was one that I've had for, I think this is my 3rd season. This is a silicone and plastic one. I really like the idea of silicone, but it degraded really, really quickly. Now, it was a good vessel to start stuff in. You can see here I have some onions started. For onions, it takes a really long time to grow onions, so I'm just growing the seeds now for next year. This is a specialty pepper, and the other material that I started in is these metal ones, and they dry out a lot quicker. They get hot in the greenhouse, and I don't recommend them, and I don't really recommend these. I'll show you what I recommend in just a minute. Let's see. So here is some orange bell pepper plants, and this is what do we got here? Chocolate sprinkles. So that's going to be a small tomato plant, like a baby tomatoes, and these are the San Marinas, and these are very coveted type of tomato for canning. I realized when I was starting to edit the video, I forgot some things that I was gonna talk about. Specifically, I don't think I pointed out these tomatoes. I just wanted to make sure that they got their day in court. They are Blue Beauty tomatoes, and they are smaller. A lot of what I'm doing this year is experimenting with my seeds. So you saw that I have a lot of squash, and that's because some of my squash seeds are 10 years old. So my goal was to plant as many varieties as possible to see if the seeds were still good, because storing seeds for 10 years, that's quite a long time, even though my grandma and my mom used to store them for much longer. But my seeds were not stored, let's say, properly. You want a cool, dry, dark place to store your seeds, and over 10 years of storing seeds, I can confidently say they were not stored properly about 50% of the time. So the reason I have so many squash plants and such a variety right now is because I wanted to test to see if the seeds were still okay. I have so many seeds that are old. I did, and then I just ordered like $300 worth of more seeds about a month ago for next year, because I anticipate the price of seeds to be going up, and I got some great sales. And knowing that seeds can be stored and still be good after 10 years, I decided that I was gonna buy a lot of seeds right now, even though it's like the beginning of summer and I'm not gonna be able to even use most of them until next spring, February or April. And I just decided to do that because, as I have mentioned, I wasn't planning to do a garden this year, and so I didn't plan and buy new seeds or anything. And so I'm doing a lot of experimentation with seeds. Also like growing in different pots and under different circumstances, and different companion planting, which I haven't done in the past. And these I wanted to mention are indeterminate tomatoes. Most of the ones I grow this year are, which is going to be a problem, because indeterminate means that they just keep growing and growing and growing until you stop them or the season ends. So they'll just keep getting taller and taller and climbing. And in addition, they'll just keep producing tomatoes. So I wanted to mention that the 2 types of tomatoes plants that exist are indeterminate and determinate. Indeterminate ones are like the smaller bushy ones. They still do kind of climb a little, but the indeterminate ones can get, like last year, I had one that was at least 6 feet tall. It was as tall as me. So if you plan on growing any indeterminate tomatoes, make sure that you have a plan in place to trellis them. Same goes with the squashes. This is the next day since yesterday. You can see it's very hot out. They're very sad. They'll floof up in the middle of the night when the weather drops. I think, is that all I had to say? If I can think of anything else, I'll come back and do another supplemental piece. Back to the old footage. All right, I had to go back into the greenhouse shed. So these are what I recommend. They're a durable plastic, they're food safe. I do believe Epic Gardens sells something like this, but also I got these from I believe Garden Warehouse. I'll put links to all the places that I do shopping down in the description below. These come in a number of different colors, and then you can get matching colored trays and stuff. So it's a very cute experience if you're into like matchy stuff. All right, real quick, let's take a look at my flower garden. You'll notice it looks a bit different than it did last year. It used to have bricks around it, which are now over there around that canvas building. Again, because I moved them all. This was all supposed to be tore up right now because the house needs to be replaced. And I don't know if you can see up there on the roof, the storms that we had roll through did some damage on the roof. So for the second time, I'm gonna have to get it patched because like I mentioned in a video before, my builder told me sometime during COVID that my roof needed to be replaced, the shingles needed to be redone, but I did not want to pay, this is him saying, you don't want to pay the prices for shingles. And so I was planning on having a new house this year and it wasn't gonna be a big thing, but now that's gonna push off for, it's gonna be at least another 1.5 years now, guys. So you're gonna have to put up with me bitching about my house for at least another 1.5 years. Anyway, so that's why this is like more of a freestyle going on here. Let's take a look at what I've got growing. So these are a bunch of zinnias. This thing is full of zinnias that I started from seed. Once those bloom, I'll do another little tour of the garden because it's gonna get pretty. This, I don't remember what it is. I planted it last year. All of these along the edge here are borage plants. I do plan on doing a video for you guys about borage because I love borage. I did a presentation in culinary school on borage. I got a lot to say about the borage. This is another, it's a little getting yellow. This is a spaghetti squash plant. This is a patty pan. So that's gonna be green patty pans. It's getting a little wild in here. I kind of let the birds go at it. This, I can't remember what it was. I started from seed. I put it in here, it died, and I thought it was gonna be dead, and then it just must have been a seed hanging around in there that sprouted itself. So I don't remember what kind of squash that is. This squash is doing really well. Yeah, I don't remember what kind this is either. Well, it'll be a surprise for me. Then some, oh, my poor little sunflower. I've got 3 sunflowers I started. They're something chocolate. One doesn't seem to be doing well. That one's nice and strong though. Let's take a look at that. And then all the way over here, some more wildflowers. There's another squash right here. And these are gonna be more wildflowers. Most of the stuff is wildflowers. And I think that's it, you guys. I have been really busy and I've been wanting to do videos, so many videos, and I just don't have time with, you know, personal life distractions, countrywide distractions, all the distractions. It's a hot day, you guys. It's like almost 90 degrees out there. Yeah, so that was a tour of the garden. I've got a lot of projects planned. I'm hoping that when I start the greenhouse made of old windows, that I remember to shoot some content for that. Like I said, you guys, I am not great at YouTube because the first thing that comes to my mind is not for me to pick up my camera and record stuff. And usually it's just taking pictures. So that's why you end up seeing a lot of pictures in my content. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Happy summer. I hope to see you again way sooner. Again, thank you for stopping by and have a wonderful day. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this. This is why you don't put your grill too close to your vinyl siding. Yeah, I did that. And let's just take a shot of like how messy my yard is so that, you know, I know that other YouTubers usually, you know, they have really perfect yards and stuff, but I don't have time for that. So let's take a last walk through. Meow. Are you guys staying cool in here? Emoji. Who's cute babies?